I never should have agreed to meet him, but the night felt magnetic. That pull of curiosity. Tinder had promised excitement, romance, but sometimes curiosity has a price. I waited outside the building, rain soaking through my coat. His messages had been charming, a little flirtatious, teasing, but something about them lingered, almost possessive. I shook off the feeling. Maybe I was imagining things. The door buzzed and he appeared, tall, handsome, polite, but his eyes lingered just a moment too long. He smiled, and for a second I felt safe. The apartment was close by, he said. We walked up a narrow, dimly lit stairwell. The walls were scuffed and damp, the smell faintly metallic. With each step, my gut tightened. There was something off. He laughed softly at something I said. His laugh was warm until it lingered. It hung in the air too long, as if savoring it. My pulse quickened. I realized I didn't know this man at all, yet I couldn't turn away. He opened the door to his apartment. The smell hit me first, something rich, earthy, and vaguely sweet. Candles flickered along the walls, casting shadows that danced and stretched unnaturally. The room was quiet, too quiet, aside from soft, melodic music playing somewhere. I noticed details, a knife block on the counter, sharp and gleaming, a cutting board with traces of something reddish. My stomach flipped. I tried to ignore it, focusing on the romantic effort he had clearly put in. He guided me to the table. I wanted tonight to be perfect, he said, eyes locked on mine. And I realized I hadn't looked away from them since he appeared. There was an intensity, a hunger that made my skin prickle. Dinner began. Conversation flowed, light at first. He asked questions about my life, my dreams. But sometimes his gaze lingered in silence, uncomfortably intense, as if he were peering inside me. I laughed at a joke he made. He smiled, but the smile didn't reach his eyes. The flickering candlelight made the shadows around him twitch. Every time I looked up, I felt like I was stepping closer to something dangerous without realizing it. A sudden noise, a soft scraping from the kitchen made me jump. I laughed nervously. "What was that?" I exclaimed. "Oh, just the cat," he said, though I hadn't seen a cat anywhere. His smile didn't quite meet his words. He poured wine, insisting I have more. I hesitated. My stomach churned. My head felt light. Every sip made me feel off. The shadows on the wall grew longer, clawing toward me. The music slowed, just slightly, or was it my imagination? I realized I couldn't fully explain the unease creeping over me. My instinct screamed to leave, but the warmth in his voice, the polite pressure, the intimacy of the candle-lit setting, it all held me in place. I excused myself to the bathroom. The hallway stretched unnaturally, the dim light making each step feel like it was taking longer than it should. I reached the bathroom and froze. From the mirror, his reflection should have been behind me, but it wasn't. For a heartbeat, I swore I saw something, a shadow, tall, looming, scraping just beyond the door. My pulse raced. I forced myself to return to the table. He smiled, cold, calculative. "Everything okay?" he asked. I nodded, trying to calm my shaking hands. My stomach roiled, a warning I couldn't ignore. I stood up abruptly, knocking the cutlery off the table. I think I need to go," I stuttered, fear gleaming through my eyes. For the first time, his expression faltered, not anger, not sadness. Something darker, Disappointment, yes, but hunger too. He didn't stop me, didn't chase me, just watched. And I ran. Outside, rain poured down, masking my footsteps. I looked back once. The windows were dark again, shadows still dancing inside. I couldn't tell if I had imagined it or if something was still waiting for me in there. The next day, the nausea hit me like a freight train. My stomach convulsed, the pain was slicing through me. I barely made it to the hospital. And then they pumped my stomach. The doctor's face went pale. "Do you know what this is?" she asked. I shook my head, trembling. She held up a specimen jar. Inside were pieces of human flesh. Everything clicked. The candles, the shadows, the whisper of movement, the knife. Every detail that had seemed off in the apartment now made horrifying sense. The police traced the address. It was a fake Airbnb. He didn't exist. And yet the apartment still smelled of him, of fear, of blood. They eventually caught him, but the reports were vague, fragmented. The truth of what he had done, who he had hurt, and for how long, still remains a mystery. I still can't eat meat the same way. Every shadow in a dim room, every flicker of a candle, every unexpected sound reminds me that evil can hide behind a charming smile. Tinder had promised romance. It delivered something much darker. Never trust a stranger, not even a friendly face on a screen.